we only like one beer one way, and that's cold here. Keith Fusel, your value play yesterday, ate the beer cold in the Native Dancer Stakes.
Nice. Yeah, that was good. Great effort. I mean, broke sharp, a little to the outside, but recovered. And I had just thought that he was set up getting back to one of those races, and he caught the right kind of field that he was going to be able to relax up front. They did a great job just nursing along, as I put in the chart. They made an early run at the half, and he just kind of kept them at bay, chirped at the quarter pole, and dug in late. Big run late from Magic Michael, but we prevailed, and we will take it at that number. I think it was like 12 to 1.
12:40.
Yeah, 12 to 1, yeah.
Oh, 12 to 1, yes.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So, well done, Keith Fusel, for giving us a nice value play. Wanted to highlight that Rosecroft does have that carryover. Starting Tuesday, 43 grand, almost at 43.5. Get involved. Of course, during the week at Rosecroft, we have something for you almost every day of the week here in Maryland. And let's take a look at what we've got going on outside. Turf next week, Keith. 2 turf races came out on the overnight for Friday.
Yeah, I looked at that card.
Same.
It's solid. We've got horses galore, so the fields are strong. Quick glance, getting ready to send some videos in a little bit later for our morning show on Friday. Yeah, there's turf. They're tough. That first one right off the bat, that 5.5 sprint. Man, what a humdinger that one is. But look at this day today. Please, if you can, come out and join us. 64, even might get up a little bit warmer. That breeze is kind of, slowed down a little. 10 and change, maybe a little bit more than that, but not the gusts that we've had the last couple of days. And this turf course, right, into shape. Beautiful weather working in our favor right now.
Let's talk about the card that kind of displays that weather so far. Early pick 5 in this claiming 20,000 for the girls 3 and up, which have never won 3, going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt. Keith, you have the number 4 as well as I do in Baby Socks. Let's go ahead and take a look at that effort last time out for Andreas Garibay, Raul Mena.
Pain. It's just a painful defeat here for myself and any of the others who like this horse this particular day. Baby Socks at 14 to 1. Out of the gate a little funky, then a little steady, leaving the chute. She can lay closer, and I think she will lay closer today. Unfortunately, you're going to see here, she had run coming up behind Rivals at the 3/16 pole. Just unfortunately, nowhere to go. Mid-stretch, works outward to make a late surge, only to beaten ahead. Right back, Garibay. I like a couple horses today from this barn. Hopefully we lead it off with Baby Socks. The speed seems to be inside Lady Lightfeet off a break for McClellan coming in from Grantville, PA. Remember me, I do think we'll be forward. Baby Socks with a cleaner break. Gets up into contention mid-turn. Hopefully can pounce and get it done. I think Miss Foxanne is an interesting newcomer to the fold. You look back at her most recent dirt race at Church, and you got to go back to November. That buyer jumps out at you of a 68. That will clearly win this field. It was a pretty good field that she came out of. Synthetic to dirt. This little move here the last couple years for Ferry, 2 for 9, 4 for 9 with this kind of move. So interesting. I think she'll get the kind of setup that she would like in the opener. Lovely Liza, maybe a touch too close. I think back to 6 furlongs, cutting back will enhance her run with Sedano.
4, 6, 3, 7 for Keith Fusel there in race number 1. Keith, let's go to your early pick 4. And what you have on us here for Sunday, nice, $13.50.
Very upset we didn't have that DePaz horse. Bill latched on to that one, and yesterday that kicked it off, right? I thought it might have been the second
it
leg.
Did, yes.
Yeah. Oh man, I was mad. That was
I didn't want to bring it up.
Third off a break. It's okay. It's okay. I'm used to it. We lose more than we win. We just got to hope those wins carry us a little further. 4, 6, 8, 3 deep to get you started in race number 2. Race 3 also 5, 7, 9. Some key scratches out of there. The 2 and 4 in Kindle ran yesterday. Tab that one. The horse didn't run too bad yesterday at a price. Race 4, 3, 4, 6. Margie's Fun Son, Kenny Cox, great day yesterday. And we're going to wrap it up here with a single. Yes, a single in race number 5 with Disputed Notion for Carlin Tapscott, Jean Brosino there. Some other scratches, the 4 Morning Thoughts and the 8 Claw out of race number 5. $13.50, very affordable. Hopefully we can get that one done.
And it does start with this claiming 25,000 for the straight 3-year-old girls, going a mile on the dirt. No scratches here in this race. You go with Honey BB in the barn of Sammy Davis, of course. Jamie Rodriguez takes the charge on this one while coming down in class.
Yeah, the one concern I have is when barns that don't have a lot of horses and they've got a horse that's running pretty well in these allowances, they make that attack move. But this is where she belongs. This is the right spot.
Yes.
And they've done well since the change. I think she comes out of races where those internals have been sharp. She's held okay. Key race out of that race yesterday, 23rd. A couple of those horses came back to run big. Honey BB to the front. Hopefully can rate kindly with J-Rod. We saw him with that speed horse yesterday and get it done at a big number for Jamie Ness. So remember that horse? And
Yes.
had to survive the foul claim.
Yep.
But did get it done. And
It's a 19-1 shot.
it's going to be a much shorter price with Honey BB to get to the front. Hopefully control it and dig in late. I think she's going to have to deal with Next Girl. I'll toss the race at Parks. Horses up here from here go there sometimes and really just don't like the surface. Comes back good. Was improving prior to that behind Lisa's Palace. A big winner. 2 races back. I think she's going to churn on from the back of the pack. Salty Girl takes a little, drop here in class. A little bit of an attack move for Trombetta and partners here with Carrasco. 2 back try breaking in the maiden certainly works. His internals were good enough to lay close enough. I don't think she's going to have to work that hard. Concern is really kind of the drop a little bit, just like Honey BB. The barn, though, has done well over these last 30, 40 days. 4, 8, 6, 7. Flows looks a little bit like a one-run sprinter to me, but you got the Toro Alba factor. It didn't run off. I think it was just used too much early last time. That's not her style. She wants to sit back a little bit further off the pace and start ramping things up. I think she'll be moving probably mid-turn to upper stretch when she hits her best stride to level off. If you want to throw in a price, welcome back. Your 5-horse. Concrete Phase. I will use this horse in my exactas. Weston Hamilton is back. Good
Rode
effort
well
yesterday. Yeah,
Yes.
That was a good trip. Gave that horse a good ride for the same connections. And I think this one, improving sort, I believe was second time. Let me double check. No, they took the Lasix off last time. That's right. Ran a big race, ridden out the Comet. A little bit left in the tank for Concrete Phase. And that mare, I think, in the last start of her career, ran okay going long.
There we have it. 4, 8, 6, 7 for Keith Usel there in race number 2. Race number 3 is a card that I had to completely re-handicap because all of my top 3s scratched in that race. The 2, 4, and 6 in this maiden claiming 12-5. Going short, 5.5 on the dirt for these girls. 3 to 5. And let's talk about your top selection in the number 7, mine as well. Diane for Diane Marizzi. Tori Alba.
Yeah, here we go.
There we go.
That jumps out. I trust in him. I'm going to trust in the barn. Blinkers on last time. I thought the effort was good enough. Can stay close enough to resume. It was going to set sail from the outside. First time in the barn for Anthony Lucas, who's hitting at a good rate in 2024. Looks to be just dead set to go off the 7/8, back to the 5.5. I think we'll take them a long way. 7, 9, 9, 7. Carson's Cool Women intrigues me a little bit. Bonnie Lucas got it done in the nightcap yesterday. Against the grain last time out. 2-path, down towards the inside behind that no walk in the park. The figures aren't spectacular, but you're not going to have to be really spectacular to win race 3. I think gets in a position to stalk and move into it. So there's 7, 9, 5, 1. Not a race that I really love, though.
Then let's move on to race number 4 in a claiming 30,000, which have never won 2, going a 1-turn mile on the dirt here at the lovely Laurel Park for the 3-year-olds and up. You go with the number 4, Energy Efficient. Ricky Silliman, Javian Toledo having 3 wins yesterday, and a good move here for Ricky Silliman.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a pass. He was really dull, down inside at the mile, back at the mile today. Just got away just sluggishly and just never really got involved. I was a little bit worried about the drop, but hence the office connection is going to bump up just a hair. He's gotten the better of Margie's Fun Son. Let's run video of Margie's Fun Son's last race on the 24th, same as Energy Efficient. You're going to see my top selection back there, the gray, just really not interested at all this particular afternoon. But Kenny Cox has done well recently with this runner. Margie's Fun Son settled, made this 5-wide run just to hang a touch late Mosler time, a little too good. But, man, I think his run is going to be making a serious impact through that final 3/16 of a mile. Margie's fun son. He can maybe even lay a little bit closer in here. I think Bazinga D is interesting. This is a horse that's got a half-sis Bazinga C that has won on the front end a couple times. The blinkers went on, was caught 4 wide early, but relaxed and really kicked on nicely from the quarter pole to the wire. So an interesting stretch out here for Bazinga D, but might be able to control it and go a long way in the fourth.
4-6-3-7 for Keith Fusel there in race number 4. Race number 5 starts the Rainbow Pick 6. I've got a $19.20 ticket for you with a couple of these scratches throughout the card today. I go 4 wide in races 5 and 8, and I single in race number 7. That's my first single on this ticket. In the judge and the jury, of course, that is with Jamie Ness, Jamie Rodriguez, looking for win number 2 in a row. And then race number 10, I go ahead, throw a single on Kayla's Halo. You have a nice stat coming up in that race, $19.20 with Kieran McGee to wrap things up. And it does begin the Rainbow Pick 6 in this claiming 5,000, 3/4 of a mile on the dirt. Scratch the 4 Morning Thoughts, the 8 Claw. You end up with Disputed Notion, Carlene Tapscott, Jean Brasino, 3-1 on Morning Line.
Yeah, a couple scratches in here. Morning Thoughts, who I liked.
Right.
Claw, but some speed inside with Helms Deep. Bermondsey, I think Class Actor is probably going to get involved early. Disputed Notion's coming back to a sprint. I think that's just fine. He's been okay at this distance. He's been in and out or a little bit with his numbers. I think he's back on that in cycle to close in and roll by late. And you see this rider, he knows how to save ground around the turn. He'll have every opportunity to do that as the horses run away from him early. Inside, out trip, steady run home, I think he can get over the top. Nick's little boy also rode the grain along with Love You Bye Bye on the 29th. Love You Bye Bye, big price, jumped the condition and got it done. You know, he's got races back. I mean, so he's capable of pairing up, and he'll get first run possibly on the speeds. He's definitely a little bit quicker than my top selection. So underneath of this 6, 9, 10, 7, Romer, another one. Similar styles just to make a steady progression from off of it. But I like Disputed Notion here. I think he's going to get the perfect setup.
That's Keith Fusel with our first leg going 6, 9, 10, 7 in that Rainbow Pick 6. Race number 6, we'll be right back to chat about after this commercial break. No jackpot super high 5 wagering here in race number 6 in this maiden claiming 45, going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for the 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. Keith, you have the number 5 on top in deployment. Arnold Delacour and Michael Sanchez, who Arnold is good with his second-time starters.
Yeah, he does well with that. And I tell you, I'm just going to take a shot that this guy did not like the surface at Turfway Park. Was involved with the speed. Fifth, only a length back, I should say, after that opening quarter. 22-1. Look back comparatively. That was a very strong opening quarter that night. The half in 45-1. Drop back a little fade and a protect move. I don't see a slew of early speed here. Translation, looking at the breeding, should really move up, I think, on the dirt. Let's get to the front. And let's go with it, Michael Sanchez. I take a shot here for a form reversal for deployment.
Let's talk about both Jay and the number 2, Holini.
Okay.
Kenny Cox, Brittany Russell. Holini is with Kenny Cox.
Yeah, and Holini, I thought this horse ran well at a big number, almost 22-1. Wasn't a whole lot there on the bottom side. Second dam, though, did win races 2 and 3. So only know the 4 horse out there 3, 4 wide is going to encounter trouble. Upper stretch and a check down on the rail in the white cap is Jay. Bet down a 2-1 in debut here for Brittany Russell. The check there, I think Illinois just kept on trying. Who got the worst of it maybe was Jay. Locked for life. And Sheldon really took a firm hold of this one early. Got an education, worked between horses late. Finished up well, but you saw the 4. Get in that effort. I like both of them out of that race as well. They're going to make I think they're going to make a charge here from just off the pace. So I'll take a shot with Deployment. Second time Delacour. Surface switch. I think has the speed to maybe control things. If this one pops clear, I'm going to like my chance of a J in Illinois off of that debut. Car Ride ran very well. First time out on that off track, never got a breather. This horse was urged 3 wide every step of the way, worked outward and closed just missed a little skippy. The number is there, 63 Buyer, a little protect move. All these horses kind of late starters to the races. A 5-year-old firster was Car Ride last time out. Holinui and Jay at 4.
It works, Holinui. I look at the name and I think halloumi cheese or.
Well, Dave's probably got it right. I know that. I'm probably.
Dave always has it right, but I just look at the name and I think cheese. So there we have it. 5827 race number 6 for Keith Fusel. Race number 7 is an allowance optional 40,000 going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for the 3-year-olds and up. Monday morning QB for Keith Fusel there for Raymond Ginter Jr. Forrest Boyce attains the call.
Yeah, I tell you. So, guy's 7 years old now, and he's gotten a break. He's freshened up, appears to be working very, very well. Comes into a track that he's run 4 wins out of 12 starts. He doesn't mind sprinting whatsoever. Forrest Boyce, the right kind of rider for this guy. The 2-back try, very strong at 7/8. So the 2 other thing drops back to the right condition here. You got Childers, Midlander just to his inside. Easy Day, I think, could be a little bit forward. I think Monday morning quarterback slides into a very good spot here, mid-turn with Forrest Boyce. Brings a finish, 8-1 morning line.
Okay, there we have it. Nice little value play for Keith Fusel. Hit it yesterday in the Native Dancer feature stake of the day yesterday. You also go with the number 5, the judge and jury, Jamie Ness, Jamie Rodriguez, and My Exacta.
Yeah, very steady last 4 races, 5 out of 6. I mean, right there. A good charge, a sustained run. Worked outward, get it done last time. Had some flow. Protect, move, and go. Again, we've talked about this in the press box about Jamie Ness. He works these conditions in for the tag and the 2 other than last time. Okay, wins, and then now we're going to protect. So gets the advantage of getting through this condition maybe a second time. So judge and jury, yes, a factor from just off the pace.
And then with the number 2 underneath, Midlander, Michael Moore, Andy Hernandez with the number 7 as well, Jeopardy James for Diane.
Possibly. The speed of the speed. Michael Moore got a winner here, I think recently. When did he get one? Hot Pot got it done.
Yes.
But he's had much better luck with his turf runners in Maryland. He's only 2 for 20 the last couple of years. But this guy, in good form, battled a long way at 7/8, drops back a furlong. Childers might have something to say about it up front, maybe even March to be a little bit of a nuisance outside, but I do see this one staying around a long way. I like the value I'm getting with Monday morning quarterback. He's running against some crack horses and gets this freshening here. If he's as good as what these works kind of have been looking like on paper, I think he's a player.
3527 there in race number 7 for Keith Fusel. Race number 8, a starter optional 30,000 going 2 turns on the dirt. For the girls, 3 and up, scratching the 1A Divine Grace, the 7, Freccia d'Argento. You and I end up going with Big Cheeks, Jamie Ness, Michael Sanchez. We haven't seen this one since January. Let's go ahead and take a look back at that start.
Yeah, it was got the right kind of trip. They didn't go too fast. Track was a little bit slower that day, 24:4:49 and 3. But the ability to close into this, I like that slower flow. Just a determined, grinding style that Big Cheeks brings to the table. Advantageous post inside today. She's handled the freshening. You look back, she wins off a 72-day break, a 66-day break. This is a little bit longer, but I think she's going to be just fine here for Jamie Ness.
You also talk about the number 6, who I have as well. And Stop the Cap for Hammy Smith, Victor Carrasco, looking for win number 3 in a row while extending to that 2 turns.
Yeah. Going to try the 2 turns. Lasix on 3 races back. Blinkers could be the key there, the big key. Gallops 2 races back. With first-time blinkers, goes back on a sloppy sealed surface and wins again. Got the right kind of setup. Moving in the right direction. Yes, and Hammy, we've kind of regurgitated this stat a little bit. 6 for 18 the last few years, 13 of 18 in the money. Claimers to allowance ranks. You're going to get that again today from Stop the Cap. There's some. Peyton Elizabeth, Carol Girl, I think even Bound by Destiny might be a little bit closer. it looks like she's still going to bring a finish. I really like the way she's going right now. She's thriving, so I'll take the shot there. It still might get a touch of value hazardous humor. Pay attention to the Pecoraro barn when they come into the town. I think this one definitely is going to sit a trip. Can be forward, will be forward off that sprint try. Is going to be close to stalk. I think Peyton Elizabeth's going to go. This one might get first run.
There we have it, 1625. Keith Fustel and I go for race number 8. Feature race number 9, an allowance optional 40,000. 6 furlongs on the dirt. Scratch in the 1, Holy Synchronicity, your favorite horse. Scratch in the 6, get set. You have to end up going with the number 3. Order of the Kettle, now in the barn of Andreas Garibay, Raul Mena.
Holy Synchronicity's got some making up to do. I've stuck with him. I've stuck by his side a long time.
I was going to say, you haven't realized that, but that's been the kind of the statement of that horse for a long time.
Yeah, he's sending me a message, so I get it loud and clear now. So here we go. Hey, it happens. Sometimes you got to break up.
Yeah.
Order of the Kettle, shot, no doubt here. Garibay, we've talked about this barn, limited runners, but hitting at a high clip. Got the setup last time. There is plenty of speed signed on for this race. I expect, 21 and change. Maybe you see a 44 and 4, 45 and 1 go up there on the board. This track's been playing kind of quick. I liked how this guy came running and held it. Heldish was competitive in a 2 other than a couple races back, keying up against going to the lead. So I do that a lot. I'm keying it up, but I'm also looking at how this race is going to set up. So you're going to see a shorter field. We'll be clear of trouble. Okay, we'll be probably 8, 9, 10 out of it into the turn, but I think things ramp up, and he really sustained. Biggest question mark, back quick. He could bounce off the face of the earth, but I'm going to take a shot at a price. I think Swill, you'll see him. He might be a little bit better rating just off the pace. Again, 3s over deuces, those kind of horses are nation on parade. He stumbled last time, but he recovered very quickly. I think a rating hold here from Sheldon to sit just off of it and try to move into it. 3-2-5. Take a hint. What can you say? 14 of 14 in the money. Good effort. Relaxed off the pace and moved into it last time. And Rominski back on the Lasix, staying here. I think you'll see Karamato's trying to be aggressive from the get-go. He'll have some other speed to contend with, though. We'll see if he can separate turning for home. But at that number, I'll take a shot with Order of the Kettle.
There we go. 20-1, 3-2-5, 4 for Keith Fustel in race number 9. Race number 10 is a claiming 12-5 to wrap up this weekend, going 5.5 on the dirt. For the girls, 3 and up. Scratch in the 6, Mo Tough. You and I both land on Kaya's Halo. Kieran McGee, Tori Alba, we have a nice little stat per Keith Fustel.
Yeah, he gets them. They win in bunches, no doubt. They win first off the claim, second off the claim, third off the claim. It doesn't matter with this farm. Just a little help here. Last 3 years on the dirt, he's 33%, 15 of 21 in the money. Second off the claim, following a win with a positive ROI. And this filly came into the barn off of that race at Turfway Park, aggressively spotted, got it done at 60 cents to the dollar. What I liked is the way she handled the pressure. She didn't have to go too fast early on. It was a comfortable opening quarter, 23 and 4, 47. I picked it up a little bit, but man, Tori Alba just rated her along beautifully. She took that. Once he asked, she responded and kicked away. Kieran playing through the conditions like he does so well each and every race. Kaya's Halo, I think we'll have to target my outside selection here in the 8 Ali Ali Oxenfree for Damon Dilladavico. She ran big in debut. She's got that speed, so she's fresh. She's going to zip out there at 5.5, and that's, I think, going to be the distance that she needs if she's going to hang on. Maybe the wire saves her here. 2-8-3 Bullock for Mary Epler. This is an interesting horse. Been running down on the synthetic. It's going to be the first time on the main track. By Bolt de Oro, they can run on anything. Plenty of dirt in this family. This horse is a half. Where'd I put that? Somewhere. I believe graded stakes place. Rush Now. A really, really good dirt horse back in the day. So Bullock, enough to lay close. Should have plenty of finish if she likes the dirt coming off of that synthetic surface at Gulfstream Park. 2-8-3-7 Suns area. Did we talk about a couple jock changes there? Mena's on the 5 and Julio Hernandez on the 7.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Okay, thank you very much. Mena, you said Mena on the 5?
Yeah, I don't think Georgie's here today, right?
Okay.
And then Julio Hernandez on the 7. There's a couple other ones earlier I didn't get, but
Yep,
we'll
okay.
get them back. Dave's got them.
Dave certainly has them. And before we
Okay.
get to him,
All right.
we need to discuss more value plays from you, Keith, along with the best bet of the day. You delivered yesterday. What do you got for us today, starting in race number 5?
Disputed notion. Come on, Carlin. Tap Scott. Sit back with Versino and come rolling. And this horse is sitting on that now race. For when you look at those numbers, in, out, in, out.
Yep.
In today, disputed
Okay.
notion into the winner's circle, I hope. Value plays, we've got a couple. Maybe we're a little crazy, maybe we're a little reaching. Maybe the one you can trust the most is Monday morning quarterback. He's a proven veteran. He's freshened up. The works are forward. Got the Forest Boys who knows this horse, just saves ground and moves up. I think he's going to fire from the 3/16 pole home.
Why not? Another one, and 20-1 in race number 9 is Order of the Kettle. Andreas Garibay, Raul Mena could set up really nice today.
Touch of a reach, but looks like the legitimate closer in this field of horses that want to be on or near the lead. Take your shot. That race came up big last time on some other handicapping tools that I use. Back in 9 days, that might be a little tough. Like I say, he might just bounce right off the face of the earth.
But if he doesn't,
yeah, he keeps. But I got to take the shot here at that kind of number. He'll come down a little bit because of the scratches.
let's talk about some prices that happened yesterday. And we're not going to start with a price, but that was an interesting race. Intrepid Dream in the Heavenly Cause. Jocks were starting to panic early on when Sweet Child of Mine kind of took early charge and command, and there was a half second where, hey, we didn't know if Intrepid Dream was going to get by this one.
She was put to the whip, if I'm not mistaken, like mid-turn, leaving the 3/8, trying to get her attention because Sweet Child of Mine stretching out from those races at the fairgrounds.
And looked confident.
Looked like a winner turner for home, but she just inevitably just said, nah, I don't want this last eighth of a mile. Look for her back sprinting, I would see for those connections, but a good effort nonetheless. Intrepid Dream.
Disco Ebo here in the Prima Nata. I mean, the race opened wide up for her.
Yeah, she was able to clear after about a furlong. Sheldon got her down inside and just relaxed. She took a little heat around the turn beneath the stars, tried to make that pressure happen. She said, no, kicked away and held firm through the drive. Come back, reported to have bled was the 3, the runner-up.
Okay, good
Center
to
Court
know.
champ.
Okay. Jeff Runco comes and brings this New York campaigner down to Maryland, which this was a targeted race for Coastal Mission as per Jeff Runco, and ran accordingly.
Yeah, Prince of Jericho, big effort as well. We liked him. He took serious money late, 9-2 down to 5-2. But Coastal Mission, a great trip. Got the seam into the stretch, engaged, and these two head bobbing to the wire. A little bit better was Coastal Mission.
That was fun to watch. And, of course, Keith Fusels and Kenny Cox's Ain't the Beer Cold here in the Native Dancer. Keith.
And I believe the Rod dog, Dave Rodman, gave this one out as well. Liked the way that this horse was going to be able to relax up front. He did. He chased a fast one and held okay last time out, but he got what he needed. He got that clear lead. He looked great on the racetrack and digs in to prevail here at a good number. So congrats to everybody involved with Ain't the Beer Cold.
A good day of racing yesterday. Today is going to continue to do that. Reminder, we have turf racing on Friday. And don't forget that Rosecroft carryover on Tuesday. And we are going to take it, as you mentioned, to Dave Rodman here for some more changes and, of course, scratches.
All right, good luck.